It's Tuesday the 6th of May 2014, it's 6pm, we are live in the Centre offices once again. It's live on Anfield FM. Just before we start, I'd like to say welcome to the listeners in America, all over Europe, Asia and all over the UK. Thanks for tuning in. My guests this week are Dan, Chris, Andy, John, or better known as Hank and Fatties. Right, before we start boys, how are we all feeling?
Deflated.
Miserable.
Closet.
Tired.
Right, that's Ste Martin up for this Flagpole Corner. Right, I don't even know where to start, to be honest. I think we're all just fucking pissed off, aren't we? We'll start off with Chelsea. One stat I'm going to throw you all at you. 34 minutes the ball was out of play throughout the whole 90 minutes. 34 minutes. That bastard cost us. I mean, the first minute, you can't describe what he done, but he got a result. Now, whether you say it's good football or tactical genius or, typical Mourinho, it was 34 minutes. Now, when at West Ham done at Chelsea, he criticised, but yeah, he does it, and the press and everyone else says he's a tactical genius.
It's always going to be though, isn't it? Because good managers get the best out of the players, whatever the way they do it. And he went into the game knowing what he wanted to do, and we were tactically naive against him. We should have got to 30 minutes, noticed it wasn't going our way, and took a step back, seen it out till half time, gone in level pegging, and then assessed it again in the second half. We didn't have to go gung-ho with them the way we did. But that's all in hindsight, really, isn't it?
I think he's flew by the seat of his pants, Mourinho, this season. I don't think he's no special at all. He's done a job on us all day long, you know what I mean, and that's off. But I think he has been one champion bastard all season for the games he's won, and sort of tactically net ones with he's gargantuanly cocked up, and you know what I mean. He's done a job on us, champion bastard.
Yeah, well, I think hindsight's a wonderful thing, because if we would have approached that game in a different way, if we would have just passed it around the back four for 90 minutes and we would have lost, we would have been incredibly frustrated and angry, but instead we did go for it. As you say, he got one over on us with the goal at the very end of the first half, and the goal at the end of the second half, and that was that.
That goal at the end of the first half though changes everything in half time, doesn't it? You come up that second half and 0-0, then it's a completely different game. It's one of those things, don't it?
Obviously this, everyone knows it. Gerrard after the City, this doesn't slip now, and ironically Gerrard slipped twice and it cost us 2 goals in that game. Out of anyone in the team to make the mistake, it's just, everyone's deflated as it is, but when he seen Gerrard make that mistake, he just thought, oh no. Do you know what I mean? Because that was always just going to come back to bite him.
Joe Connolly made a good point in the game itself. He said, if there's one player you want to see make that mistake, it's Steven Gerrard, because he's just going to get back up and go again and go again, go again. Whereas if it's another player, they put their head down and you won't see them again. Yeah, I'm sort of happy it happened. I'm not happy it happened to Gerrard, but out of the players it could have happened to, he's just going to pick up and drive the team forward.
Yeah, that's a fair point. You think about all the snapshots he had, and he was just trying to shoot from everywhere basically to try and again get us over the line. And sometimes, you say it's a good thing, but Gerrard he's very much a confidence player. When he's flying, he's brilliant. No matter what, he performs well week in, week out. But when he does have a few dodgy things, his confidence does dip.
Of course, I think that's like any player, but I do agree that if it was going to happen to one player, and I did say the same at half time last week against Chelsea, Steven Gerrard's the one player who would have picked everybody up at half time, and unfortunately the second half didn't pan out like we would have wanted it to. We did throw it all at them, but it's football.
The thing is, for me, with that slip though, where was the defence? Do you know what I mean? He didn't have the last man, Gerrard.
He's done that all season, John, and that's no different than Gerrard played all over with Lucas. The two centre-halves split, the centre-half drops in, picks the ball, and then...
That's the style of football. You need to push your full-back onto attack, though, isn't it?
And it's stuff like, as I say, with him slipping over, it was just unfortunate, you know what I mean? But it's just, the whole middle of the park, Matic on the day, he was Enzo's best player on the pitch, where he just absolutely bullied us. Now, everyone says if Henderson was there, would have been a different matter. I just think his legs would have pushed them back a bit further. Not to say that they weren't sitting deep, but when they got the ball, they were that quick to spring, which the only one sitting. He was isolated at times, because we never had the power in the middle. Once they broke, they went sprung, didn't they? And they were always capable of nicking one. It was just that, with no Sturridge and with no Henderson in there, we haven't got a lot of energy and a lot of power ourselves. We're quick, but quick over 5 yards. It was very, very, I'm not going to say disappointing, but after the fury of City and thinking, we beat Chelsea, I said on the last show, didn't think it was possible to drop points at Palace and think, we beat Chelsea while I was on the trophy. I got wrapped up in it. You know, I spoke to you all before.
Everyone said that, because when you were speaking to us all before, listening back on it, all the predictions were 3-1, 4-1, 5-0. You know what I mean? So no one seen that coming.
No, as I say, it's just... Do you think Rodgers could have done anything different? Or do you think the way he played was the only option we had because of what the squad we've got?
So I think Rodgers probably went into work on that Monday morning and thought, I wish I would have done this, I wish I would have done that. But as you say, it's hindsight again, isn't it? If Rodgers is not going to change his style of football to suit anything, because we played so well with that style of football. But we all wish he would have, but that's...
But to change it to what though? Formation-wise, or
just with everyone saying, let them come at us, they've got one striker.
That's if you changed it to, let them play us. Yeah. You know, we'd almost be playing out the draw.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, you know, I think, you know, Gerrard never made the slip and down, never scored. Most people would have ended up 0-0, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Because they wouldn't have pushed on the way they would have done. But they only scored the second goal because we was pushed on so far up. They never scored. It was pretty much a stalemate, weren't it? Because they cancelled us out, and I don't think we would have had the nous to break them down the way it was looking. Because we never really had many options off the bench to come on.
Look at Chelsea's weekend game, the stats were, I don't think they had one shot the weekend. Yeah. So the strike force is crap this season. But he did a job on us, to say.
If there's a positive to take out the Chelsea game, it was that next year in Europe we're going to be probably facing similar teams who are set up to Chelsea. So if we can learn anything from that game, it's to take it into the Champions League next year and have a plan B if needs be. If things aren't going our way, then you change it around. But we've got to have the personnel in place to do that.
Yeah, obviously that was here before the game at Chelsea. It was very different to City. I thought, you know, City, everyone went on the ground and they were absolutely bouncing, you know, the lads done the flags on the Anfield Road, welcome to see him again. I think the reality of the situation, after we beat City, going into that Chelsea game thinking, you know, this is it. If we, and it was powerful. It was a very passionate never walk alone again. But once that finished and it was all 10 minutes, you see what Chelsea was doing. I think everyone thought, oh no, because it wasn't. We never had the early goal. We scored that many early goals throughout the season. The longer it was going on, you could feel everyone getting a little bit wary what they were going to do, and also, you know, what happened before the end of the half.
It's like I think from people's point of view, from when we were on the road then with the flags, is people was treating it as if we won at Chelsea, we won the league there and then, and it was far from it. So I think people had a different attitude compared to the City one. I don't think that should have affected the players in any way, but I think people sort of
everyone's been drawn into this title race, haven't they? Everyone's.
It's hard not to.
It's hard. No, I'm not saying it's not, but it's just. Even myself, I was walking into that Chelsea game far too confident than what I should have been. And I just say, after 10 minutes, when you see how they set up and all that, that's when you do realise, well, this isn't as wrapped up as you believe it is.
Do you think so? I'd contest that, you know, because I think, you know, the lads that I was talking to before the Chelsea game, I don't think anybody was taking it for granted that the trophy was ours. No. And I thought we were far too short. I thought the bookies had us far too short. Odds-wise, I thought the media were putting too much on us. I think the only people that didn't have, you know, as much hope on it was us as the fans. Somebody rang up 606 the other day, a Liverpool fan from Wales, and he said it's the fans' fault. They were booking hotels for the homecoming and everything, you know, making out as if. And now we've seen, it was on Twitter, somebody got t-shirts printed or something, Premiership winners, you know, whatever. But in general, you know, I don't think that happened. You know, I think there was apprehension and nerves going into that Chelsea game.
I think there was some certain quarters, but I think a few people, you know, thought otherwise. And
so when you get so close to something that you want so bad, as you say, you get sucked into it, don't you? And that's where I fell into it big time.
I said that I spotted a few yourselves actually. I said that once you beat Man City, you sort of dreams starting to become reality.
Yeah.
And that's where I got proper carried away. I was banging the drum. I was fucking, you know, we've won this. We've already got my one hand on the trophy. And, you know, the guys will have the powers be thinking towards that. There's nothing. What's the game back and whatever else, and he just killed 34 minutes to blow it away with that. You can't ignore that fact. You know, if that ball's been playing another 20 minutes, we're creating another 4 chances possibly. And the way we've scored, one of them's going to go in. You know, even set pieces and whatever else. Aspas' corner, fucking hell. Do you know what? Let's be honest about it.
Part.
No, you know, joking aside, what was going on? So why is he taking it in the first place when you've got?
Well, he whipped the corner about 5 minutes before. That was a half decent corner.
But he passed it to no one on the edge of the box.
No, I know there wasn't. But the reason you're saying why he was on the corner in the first place is because he'd already took a corner that, you know, created something. But what he was doing there, I don't know.
It's just he's got it. He can't be else next year, can he? He can't. He can't. I mean, £7 million. Who scouts these players? Seriously, you know, even think that, you know, Tottenham away. Who's he been gone? Fucking Alberto. Where's he? Where's this kid? You know, if he would have played in the middle of the park instead of Lucas against Palace, could have been a bit of difference, just a little bit more.
Does anyone actually know what you like though? Or are you just trying to compare? Because no one actually likes
Lucas. What I'm saying is, he come on against United, Anfield, and done a good job. And when he come on Spurs, we put that ball through for Suarez. He showed little glimpses in 5 minutes, but he hasn't had a sniff since. You know, where are they? Where are these scouts picking up these players from?
That's where you'd expect a big summer though as well, isn't it? Where
I'm going to come on to that a bit later, to be fair, Chris. Just while we have got John Hypenfatty's on, if you follow John on Twitter at Hypenfatty and order any of his t-shirts, they're delivered anywhere in the UK for £12. Which ones have you got, John?
Bargain. Very limited edition, left of some of them, so if you have a little look on the Twitter page, the We Are Liverpool are going well on Poetry in Motion. Slowed up a little last couple of days, to be honest with you. Good job we haven't got 5,000 left of them, do you know what I mean? But have a little look on the Twitter page and give us a shout and sort it out.
Nice one, mate. Right, Palace. Where do we start? In fact, I'm not going to start. I'll let you boys tell me what you think. Because I've got a few things written down which I'll jump into. Go ahead, Andy.
I think for 75-80 minutes, it was a very good away performance. We done the job.
I couldn't see fuck all, so I couldn't comment on that.
We obviously scored 3 goals, and as soon as that first one, we conceded the first. I think we should have shut up shop and got out of there with 3 points. It's one of them, isn't it? It happens, and
Is that hindsight though? Just saying that.
Well, it is. It's the same as the Chelsea situation, isn't it? But we should have shut up shop, got out of there with 3 points, 3-1. Forget about the goal difference or whatever. 3 points was the most important thing, and it wasn't to be. But people just got to remain positive we're going into the final game of the season with sort of the potential to still do it, so it's not all doom and gloom. It's not as bad as what everyone's making out. It's still possible.
I still believe there's a chance there, and a good chance, you know what I mean? I know everyone thinks, he's always too positive, but I really do think we are going to do it. There's got to be a couple of cock-ups.
I think the thing with yesterday as well is, like, everyone's been talking for weeks, if Everton beat City and we go to Palace and we can win at Palace, and I've had it in my head for weeks and weeks and weeks that is the night we're going to win the league. So when you come out of that ground yesterday and you realise, well, it's not. That was the hard part to take for me yesterday. Even though we are still in it with 1 game to go, it's still hard to comprehend, isn't it?
Dan?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with John to a certain extent. Football is this weird and wonderful game, and there's 2 lots of 90 minutes left. We've obviously made it very, very difficult for ourselves with that collapse yesterday, and that's exactly what it was, because for 78 minutes we controlled the game. There was no reason why that shouldn't have been 5-6-7-0, to be honest. And as I say, to collapse like that, you know, even if 3-1, as you say, then we should have shut up shop really. But yeah, you know, you never know. You know, I did have a lot of hope riding on the fact that even if City beat Villa on Wednesday night, we could get to a situation on Sunday where we could be 1-2-3-0 up against Newcastle at half time, and it could be 0-0 to City at Manchester Stadium, and then 45 minutes left riding on it. You just never know. Obviously much would have preferred it if they needed to get a draw. West Ham, you know, the likelihood of them getting a win is slim, but as you say, you know, you do never know. It will be incredibly disappointing, and coming out yesterday everybody was obviously so dejected and deflated, but it has been a great season, and to be going into that final game of the season with, albeit an outside chance of still winning the league, you know.
We never do anything easy though, do we? So, you know what I mean? There's always a thing.
I'm going to throw something before the start of the game. Rodgers was doing his pre-match interview, and Jeff Stam asked him on the spot, would you take a 1-0 win right now? And he said, yeah, because it guarantees second place. Andy said it before, when that first goal went in, why didn't he bring Egan on and try and shore up? And basically, or was that because we had a couple of goals and he was trying to force it? You know, it's all well and good. I mean, I said it weeks ago, I spoke to Andy about it a few times. There's nothing wrong with shoring it up. Now, whether he hasn't got the confidence in the players to actually do that.
There would have been a revolt if he did that yesterday. You know, standing in that ground yesterday. When that first one went in, when the second one went in, but we honestly all of a sudden thought this could be 6, 7, 8, 9-0. You know, if he would have shored it up there and then, we would have all been looking at each other saying, you know, that attack that went up a few times, that's the most sort of, you know, that was intense. That was
like the roar a few weeks ago at Anfield.
And you know, so, you know, I got no complaints for 78 minutes of that game. You know, the only thing again, and maybe this is the word of the night, hindsight. With hindsight, when it went 3-1, maybe we should have shut up shop and calmed the game down for 10 minutes, passed it round and tried to kill it off. But you know, it didn't work out like that. And as I say, football's this weird and wonderful game that throws up this kind of thing, and I guess that's why we like it so much.
I'll throw something in now with the City Everton game when Jekyll went down. He killed the game for 5 minutes, blanging him something on with his shoulder. Have we got a player in our squad who's capable of doing that? To take this thing out of the game?
Suarez.
No, but I don't think he would though. I don't think he'd keep himself down for 5 minutes. He might throw himself and try and win a couple of free kicks or whatever he does. I don't think he's got the mouse. He's too hot-headed for that. Just, I mean, like I said, Declan, he's a classy player, isn't he? Like Berbatov is something exactly the same. Don't think we've got any way.
I don't think yesterday though. I don't think we're in the position where we needed to do that because, as we keep saying, 78 minutes gone.
No, I'm not looking at that first goal winning.
I don't know. We've just been sat there talking about the ball being out of play for so many minutes in the Liverpool Chelsea game, and we're trying to find a way for us to waste time ourselves. And
I think there's other ways to do it, and the other way to do it is just to take the sting out of it, mingle it for as long as he can, pass it around the back, you know, that kind of thing. And unfortunately we didn't do that because they scored and then came straight back at us, and we just didn't get that moment. Breathing space. And when they got the second, you knew the third was coming.
Yeah, it was inevitable, wasn't it? I watched it back this morning, and the second goal they scored, when the corner or free kick came in, we had 2 men back. We had I think it was Allen and Johnson, and they just scored the first. I don't know I don't understand why he pushed everyone forward. I'd have thought he'd at least kept Skirtle or Sacco back with them, because once they broke, they done to us what we've been doing to teams all year. 3 men just went dead quick and got in behind. The lad Skin Johnson went down the left and pulled it back. I think we could have learned a bit off our own experience throughout the year to combat that.
Obviously, you know, there's been a lot of talk since the Norwich game or whatever it was about our centre halves up and too deep. You know, Neville and Carragher given the due actually on the ball with this. Kept saying, you know, at Norwich we were lucky to get away with it. We think about that months in Calder, you know, and Manile saved it. Centre half from the 6-yard box. Is this because they don't trust the keeper, or just because they haven't got no confidence in themselves?
I think Mingale needs to command his box a bit more and command the back four. Because our back four, apart from Flanagan this season, has been shocking. Do you know what I mean? Glenn Johnson's had a stinker of a season. Sacco, I'd play better than him, do you know what I mean? And that Scale with all his pulls he's been getting, it's going to bite us up the arse with Scales pulling. It's blatant pulling now, do you know what I mean? You need to concentrate on the game a little bit more rather than trying to pull people over.
We definitely need a centre half in the summer, don't we?
Well, if that's true, I mean, obviously I don't think Agger's going to stick around much longer if he's not getting a game. You know, Sacco, for the way Rodgers plays football, it's not a centre half which fits that mould. Defendingly he's okay, but he's just on the ball, he just can't kick the thing. He falls over, kicking the ball. You know, he's a £17 million player here.
I don't mind Sacco, to be honest. I think as a defender
he does the right thing.
He wins the headers, he wins the tackles, but as you say, his distribution isn't the best. But go back to the keeper, Mignolet isn't the best either, so it's about shoring that up as the manager and, you know, coaching it to get it right.
Yeah, it's just, as I say, you know, there's been that many things that have gone on in the past week. You know, it's hard to be very, very positive on what the outcome of the season's going to be when it's been so close. To think, yeah, it's so far, and you know, yeah, it's not over, and you've got to be hopeful that City are going to drop points, because you never expect them to drop points against Sunderland. The only problem I've gotten, is the doubt. They dropped their points very on in the season, where our slip-ups and the bad results have come.
Didn't Roger say something about they've only they haven't won 5 on a bounce or something.
Once this season they've won 5 league games.
It's little things you're relying on again nowadays.
But as I say, the fact that they thought their biggest step would have been Everton away going into these 2 games, and ultimately got points there, and you say what?
I think ultimately we put too much faith in Everton.
Yeah.
That was probably us more than anyone else.
You say that, Danny. Ross Barkley, Martinez to a degree, thought they were outstanding. I didn't think actually Everton as a team didn't do much wrong. Howard and Baines need to have a look at themselves, but the way Barkley put a performance in, I thought he was outstanding.
I thought Barkley was brilliant that game.
He's a good player, isn't he?
So you can't really say that the fans on the other hand just what I mean. We knew it was coming. Let's be honest, we all knew the way they were going. I had the blue room on in work, and they were calling an elephant in the room. They physically couldn't go to that game wanting their team to win. How can you go there? I mean, obviously, we had it when United, when Chelsea beat us, and Anfield stopped United in the league. I think it's a total different situation with them now. Everyone bangs about it. Their success as our failure, and I think that pretty much proved it, because you could hear the pins off.
Yeah, of course it was flat, and compare it to the Crystal Palace fans last night, who were absolutely fantastic. They were brilliant. They were on the oldies last night. Their season was over. They'd had a great season, but it was nothing more than a kick around for them. And the support they gave, obviously they got that ultras section, the Holmesdale Ultras I think they're called, Fanatics, yeah, but they're absolutely superb. For 90 minutes they got behind the team, but that did spread to the rest of the ground as well. There were times when every single person that ground was on their feet getting behind their team, even when they were 3-0 down. And full credit to them, and I think there's a lot of clubs and fans in the country who could take lessons from them.
We've always relied on that 12th man, and the cop gives you the extra lift, doesn't it? It just shows that it works as well, doesn't it? So
it was good to see from the Palace fans last night. I mean, we've been all over, and you go to places like Fulham and stuff like that, and I'd much rather go to a place like Palace, and that atmosphere last night, it was a welcome change, wasn't it?
I think it's probably a tiny bit too orchestrated in your opinion for me.
After slightly done with shit,
but it's positive to see.
You'd have to laugh at the big Chelsea flag with the fellow with staff on it.
That's what I mean, particularly for clubs from the capital, because you go to places like Fulham, as you say, Chelsea, Arsenal, and you get very, very little from their fans, but to see that from a London-based club, I say I think we need to take a lot of lessons from it.
Do you think that should come down because they've been in the Championship a little bit longer and they can get away with a bit more? I guess
so, and I think they've that's actually a point there. It's not getting away with it, it's just having the support from the club, as Chris and Andy will testify over the years. I guess we've got it okay at Anfield. It's not perfect, but it's okay compared to other clubs, but that's what you need to generate that atmosphere. There needs to be an understanding between the stadium officials and the lads who want to wave flags or stand up or get behind the team with displays, mosaics, that kind of thing.
Right, a few last little bits on Palace. Obviously it's all hindsight again, I'm going to keep on using it. Same as Chelsea, could you have changed anything closer to the time? Or once you get the third goal up, it was just a question of keep on going?
I mean, that was freakish yesterday. What happened? To lose 3 goals like that was an absolute freak 10 minutes, Again, with hindsight, once it goes 3-1, we should have shut up shop. Absolutely. I wouldn't have changed anything from the first 78 minutes, though.
No.
I really wouldn't.
Well, there's no need to.
I thought we played well.
We were under pressure until that went in.
Yeah, we were the dominant team by far. We were playing some good football.
The most all season, I thought, oh Jesus, the floodgates are going to open here. I just thought, it's going to happen here. And I'd say that anyone within that 2,500 fans there last night on our end, and however many else in the home end, who support us, I don't think you'll find one who would have said at any point, shut up shop. Before they scored the first. So.
Just while I was talking about, was there any problems getting in the ground, or was it all okay?
Just a bit busy outside, there was a few checks and that, but there was nothing.
Just an old-fashioned ground with old-fashioned turnstiles.
You had the ticket and you got through the checks on, like you were saying.
Yeah, and for all the talk about a lot of our fans going down about tickets and stuff, I think in general most people got sorted who really, really wanted to get sorted. If you had to pay over the odds to go in there, but I think the vast majority of those that wanted to be in the ground did get in the ground by buying a ticket. There were obviously loads that just decided to watch it in a pub. That's fine.
The Caribbean chicken shop was the favourite one.
But I didn't see any issues, with
No evidence of police or not?
Yeah, no, it was fine. I think the police had it boxed off. They had different checkpoints lined up with stewards on the way in.
Yeah.
I think in general it was good, and I think it's worth noting as well that our crowd last night, it was a great crowd, it was a great turnout. So for all that we bemoan, the Honda 200 and people you've never seen before are hard to get away games and stuff. That wasn't the case last night. It seemed like it was 2,500 regulars, 2,500 lads, which may go some way to proving that the tickets are in the right hands.
Yeah.
To begin with, it's just whether or not A, do you want to go in the first place, and B, where the tickets sort of filter down to once those people decide not to go.
You heard a few stories, you've seen them on Facebook and Twitter and everything else, people saying they've been everywhere in this last season ticket, now we've got tight one, they took the tickets back. Now, obviously, it's not very fair, but once the tickets are in that person's name, are they in the right to do that? Regardless of who've got the strikes on the ticket, on the card?
Yeah, there's loads of those ethical debates going on over the past few weeks, and I think all that happened was, in general, when you go home and away and that, you get to know who's got spare tickets, friends of friends and all that. Generally everyone gets sorted. For a game like last night, which was pretty unique, I think the spare tickets were sorted a lot closer to home. So that person who managed to get their hands on a spare ticket gave it to the brother or the dad or the best mate. It didn't go to that friend of a friend, so everything was a bit tighter last night. But as I say, I think most in the end more or less got sorted one way or another. And there's loads of my mates who just watched it in the boozer, but they decided they're not that bothered, they're not going to play over the odds, and they were happy to watch it in the pub.
Right, a few last things on Palace. Lucas Leiva. Right, I've got to give him a little bit of time, Andy, puffing, but
Wasn't me, Chris.
Can I go for 5 minutes and come back?
Is it the end of the road for him at the end of the season? Do you think
it's the end of the road at the start of the season, man?
I'd honestly keep him as a squad player. He's got the experience, we've seen, he's half decent.
He looked absolutely lost yesterday.
He did, yeah. But
now, that's no fault of his own, because Rodgers chose to play in that position. But yesterday, again, would it have been so bad to go to 4-2-3-1, put him next to Gerrard, and then leave the rest of the top doing what they want to do?
He hasn't been the same since he's come back from that injury.
It was 2 injuries in such a short place of time.
He was on fire before that, from a slow start, but he was great, and then he got injured. I don't think he's had a decent game since then, to be honest with you.
I don't know what he offers, I don't know what he brings to the team, to be honest.
I think as well, when you look at it with Joe Allen as well, I know we watch Joe Allen week in, week out, and everyone, I don't know no one who doesn't like Joe Allen, and when they're playing the same sort of position, you can see what Joe Allen brings, and that's what you want Lucas to do, but Lucas physically can't do that. So you're comparing two players who are completely different but in the same position.
Yeah, I think the only difference with that, though, is I think when you think about Joe Allen played at Swansea, Lucas would have been doing the Leon Britton role when he was at Swansea, because Joe Allen always played one ahead and made it tick. When you ask Lucas to go from attacking when Rafa bought him to attacking player to a defensive midfield player, then he asked him to adapt again once he got to a couple of yards of place after the injuries. I don't think it benefits them. It's certainly the old game at West Ham away when you come in for 45 minutes just to fill a gap, fair enough. But when asked him to do it over the course of a month or the 3 games Henderson's been injured, I think it's where we fell a little bit short.
Again, it proves how much you miss Henderson as well, doesn't it?
Well, that's a point there. If Henderson didn't do what he done against City, he'd have started last night, and Lucas probably wouldn't.
That's been a massive turn these past 3 or 4 games.
To be fair, though, you say that Rodgers actually come up and said yesterday Coutinho was all set to start and Lucas wasn't, but Coutinho had a little bit of a knock and didn't want to risk it. Maybe that's why he didn't sprint back for their second goal, but he wasn't there. He wasn't fit to start. Coutinho or whatever else. After the game, Glenn Johnson on Twitter, I don't know if you've seen it or you know much about it, his quote was absolutely clueless. Now,
he said that, did he?
Yeah, there was pictures of him and whatever else.
He was having a look at himself in the mirror.
Although I think, to be fair, I saw that coming away last night and I thought, like, that's frustrated, sitting on a coach with no aisle, which maybe we'll get to in a second, but yeah, and I was frustrated, but then I realised that wasn't he having a go at the fans, the people that were tweeting him?
That's the way I read it.
I never seen all that. I just seen a Liverpool player who's just conceded 3 goals say absolutely that could have meant anything.
Yeah, of course, that's the way I reacted at first, but then I'm sure that that was aimed at the people that were tweeting him.
That's the way I read it, as if there was loads of shite going on about Johnson on Twitter. I read it to him getting back at them.
Yeah.
Which, to be honest, if you sat on Twitter and slagging your players off, he's got every right to.
But to be honest, a lot of people do as well. You know, there's mates of ours. When you're looking through your timeline going, "What's that? What he's just that?" You can't say that, you know.
Why I'm saying that, Tom Cleverley actually said it where with all these haters last year when we won the league, talking about him. I think they were there last year, just don't think he chose to ignore them, didn't he? Do you know what I mean? But it's amazing to think, professional footballers, ultimately they are human beings and they've got feelings, and there's only so much criticism they can take before they will snap. But sure, there's got to be a time and a place when you just threw a bleed away like that. Just turn your phone off, just leave it off.
He's got to be as pissed off as all us as well, though, hasn't he? Do you know what I mean? So,
say that, but his form's been pretty shocking this year, to be fair. Do you know what I mean? He's basically going to be guaranteed his World Cup spot now, especially with Kyle Walker being injured and whatever else. But it's just, I just thought, when I first seen it, I just thought, oh my God, you can't be saying that now, Johnny. But obviously all these stories are coming out.
What's been the fallout today? Did he delete it, or
they're still there?
Is it? Yeah.
Is it?
Did he quantify it, or
he put something after it? He said something else, didn't he? I don't know what it was.
He's blocked me, so I can't see what he does.
I didn't say none.
Must have blocked you for a reason.
No idea. Must have thought it was Chris.
Hang on. Willie Bob on Twitter from Red All Over the Land says, it's all about timing. If we had come up on the rails, we'd be buzzing. Yeah?
You mean, what he's saying is, if we come up on the rails like with a late run, as in a horse race, and we just needed the one win on Sunday to win the league, everyone would be over the moon. But because we're actually, the context is we've been top and now we're falling behind, slightly needing one win.
Well, that was a shift post-City, weren't it? But all of a sudden, it wasn't our hands. We were the front
11 games on the bounce where you win, don't you?
Right, halfway point of show, time for best of the week from the Punters Corner, and it's our Jordan. He should be back on the side, and to score any time on Sunday, he is 9-2, 4-1 in most places. It's worth the tenner.
Have you had to win it on night, yeah?
Yeah, I've had a couple, to be fair, 14 paid for machine ticket, to be fair. The rest of them are shite. Leon's had a shocker though.
Yeah, Kieran Skinner's had a bit of a shocker as well, hasn't he?
Yeah.
And that was that was just his rig out yesterday.
I actually aimed Leon for a golf one for the TPC today, but he never got back to me because I think he's in work. Right, Sound City gents was last week. I believe Dan and John were involved. Yeah.
Well,
Down.
he was there. I was on a panel discussing the football, music, politics, and culture between Liverpool
and
Manchester.
30 seconds to explain what that's about.
Oh yeah, that's alright. Just with Terry Christie and Andy Mitten from United We Stand. It was chaired by Peter Eaton, and we just spoke the differences between the two cities for an hour or so, of which we concluded there aren't that many. It's a decent turnout. It was good, it's a great weekend for the city. It's a great few days for the city. And it's good to see Sound City growing year on year.
Yeah, see any bands?
Yeah, saw a couple. Went down the Cathedral Friday night. See Albert Hammond Jr. That was decent. But yeah, it was good. I mean, it's brilliant for the city. It really is.
Went to the Cathedral 3 nights when Clean Bandits, Albert Hammond and Cold Lion in the Cathedral. 35 Summers who'd never seen before, so that was nice to see them rolling back the years. Dominic Dunn, brilliant lad. He's really going to go places in Dominic. The gigs I found are best with like the smaller ones you just stumbled across, like a band you've never heard of, and like bands from Boston and stuff like that, and you're just thinking this is fantastic. Couple of moans about can't being able to get into places, but just can't get to somewhere, go somewhere else. That's what we did. Didn't have a problem. Do you know what I mean?
Thought the outdoor stages were good this year around Nation, around Cream.
Sound, good couple of nights.
Right, Boss Mike, Dan. The next, what's this first one of the season, is it?
It is, yeah, it's run roll. But Boss Mag number 15 is at the Printers. It'll be out on Sunday.
That's it,
you have to buy it,
What was the tweet about yesterday about the...
well, I mean, it's difficult, isn't it? It's like when we started the magazine back in 2007, we wanted it to be a print magazine. We wanted it to be physical. If anything, it was to try and reclaim something back off the internet. they had this romantic idea that people would be able to pick up the magazine in a couple of decades' time and sort of get a snapshot of what lads like us were up to now. But obviously the downside of print media is it's out of date. So like in this day and age, you can do a tweet and it's out of date within a minute or two. So what chance have we got with a magazine with the city's laziest writers putting it together? So a lot of the content what's in it, it's probably got less football than ever, by the way, in it. But it was written over the past few weeks, so it is out of date. John Maguire's done this double page spread on the title charge, and obviously it's totally out of date. But I put in the editorial that it is just a snapshot of what's going on. Try to be neutral with the front cover and the editorial line, that kind of thing. But it is out of date.
You change that quick. It's hard to keep up.
So just say you'd have surpassed the end for laziness. You know what I mean?
How often did you used to?
Not easily done.
I mean, like when we first brought it out, we were riding this wave of enthusiasm, and we probably had 3 or 4 in the first season, probably another 3 in the second season, and since then it's almost grinded to a halt. So our last one, issue 14, was this time last year, May, and we've just got round to doing one for this season. But it'll be in the HAC shop before the match on Sunday, and it's still £1.
If anyone did want to contribute to the mag, how could they do it?
I'll just get in touch, there aren't any writers amongst us really. It's just a collection of lads, and that's the way it's always been. So there's no you don't need to be anyone special or anything to get in touch and contribute. Just email in.
It's hard to be spelling mistakes as well.
Yeah. Or just call us at the match.
So end of season party as well.
Yeah. So we've been doing the boss sessions as most people probably know, after selected home games over the past few years, and we've got a special end of season boss session on Sunday. We held a boss session after the City game in Sound, who have been hosting us this season. Unfortunately, it came to an abrupt end when Merseyside Police decided to shut it down. That led to 1 or 2 complications about the number of people turning up and stuff. So for this one, we're going to move to the Picket, or the old Picket, it's now called District, on Jamaica Street. We'll be back at Sound next year, but I say this one, it's going to be after the match on Sunday. Got Jamie Webster, Mark Frith, Thomas Niblock, and we've got a few guests lined up, so it should be a good do. It starts at 6, it's free to get in. We'll have it till about midnight, and I think people probably migrate over to Serco for the SOS end of season do.
Yeah, to be fair, just something to the next point there. Spirit Shankly, I've got their end of season fundraiser celebration at Serco on the dock. It's £5 a ticket. You can get off any committee member, or we'll have them at the match on Sunday. Anfield FM coming on, Paul?
Yeah.
Sorry, Paul. The executive producer is a bit worse for wear today. You had a rough night, mate, didn't you? That's a smile. Right, I'll say their tickets are £5. Also, the new SOS t-shirts are available. Hat, scarf and a badge, $17.99. $17.99, and Kenny Dalglish on the white t-shirt when he walked through a storm.
Yeah, that reminds me, by the way, we've got some new Boss Mag t-shirts out today.
Free advertising, damn you.
Is that alright? On Distant Echo now, it's the Boss Football again, but this time we've got it in summer colours of red and sky blue.
Ooh, very posh.
Can we get our 1906 new
Yeah,
ones in?
go on.
With the skyline available from Hat, Scarf, Badge as well.
And on the Twitter as well, that's Spying Cop 1906.
Good stuff. While you're on 1906, are you doing anything for Newcastle? And I feel over there.
Letting the coaches.
Had a little talk this morning, and I'm just going to let everything sink in. What happened yesterday, and probably get something sorted at the back end of the week. So just keep checking the Twitter, and
we'll put any update on the Twitter through the week, probably Wednesday or Thursday. But even if we don't do anything on the Anfield Road, then
it'll still be nice to get people down there anyway, even if anyone doesn't mention nothing on the Twitter, because I think the players deserve a welcome and no matter
appreciation more than anything. If not,
and
get in the ground, and
we're still in it as well. We can still win the league, so
definitely.
Why not get down there anyway?
Just a little point on Spinal, because Lee Lomax gave you a little bit of grief the other week, didn't he?
I'll let Andy.
No, don't go into detail, do you know what I mean? Obviously, you know you can't, because you don't know who's listening. But basically, I'll make Liam Marks is a bit of a bully to the lads. I don't think it's fair at all. I think more people need to know. The lads are just trying the best to improve the atmosphere, and he's giving them down the banks insurance policy first, insurance blanket that. Just needs to turn it in. It's not fair, and you don't deserve it.
I'd rather not comment on the radio, to be honest.
So no problem at all. I just think it needs to be said.
But I think in general, you know, it's about time that the mainstream media started to pick up on some of this stuff, the intimidation, the sort of police acting above the law. You know, you said you don't want to comment on what's happened over the past few weeks, but the likes of what happened at Ardo after City, you know, they never had much of a reason. They just came in and said, that's it, it's over, shut it down. I thought the police were there to do exactly that, to police. My approach there would have been turn up, smile on your face, come on boys, you know, having a good time and all that, just keep an eye on it. But instead they turn up riot fans, police dogs, cars and all that.
Dogs.
Yeah.
Shut off the street, and it just creates a real bitter taste in people's mouths.
It spoiled the night after the boss man, didn't it?
But people walk away really annoyed with the police.
Yeah.
Just if I can, Steve, just jump in there. The officer who you were talking about last night was outside the ground after the game had kicked off, dishing out tickets and favours to a select band of, shall we say, non-Scouse travelling football supporters, and made sure they got entry into the ground, gained entry, even though I heard them say the tickets have already been used once. So someone had got on the ground, obviously they'd been ejected, he'd taken the tickets off them, and he gave these tickets back to 4 lads, one of whom, I was going to mention their ethnicity, not about their ethnicity, but they weren't Scouse lads, but they were there hanging around outside, and he got them in the ground.
If Scouse lads were hanging about outside, would they be moved on?
Absolutely, that's my point. Everyone had been moved on. I was trying to be a little bit inconspicuous, but a clock what happened, and I heard them say they've been used, and so the lad's name, we didn't pick it up his name, they've been used, but used them. They tried to get in, they wouldn't work in the turnstile or whatever, they couldn't get in. So they shouted them over, and he opened the gate, he got a gate open for them and got them in.
I think that needs to be brought up with the FSF and SOS if possible as well. It's certainly something that needs to be looked into.
Yeah.
No problem. I mean, I think I've spoken to the lads like off air and whatever else, but they always know SOS will help them where they can, because we know you're trying to do a good job, and it's not fair to basically try and get a lad who's bullied at school giving it the bee's knees.
Well, we appreciate the sports day with everyone. We know it's there, so thanks very much.
Right, Manchester City, next 2 games, have you all got cladded up in blue scarves out the windows and painted the house and everything?
I've heard lads coming down some of the night, I think the Villa ends.
£87 pay on the door.
Paying the door, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm not really sure where you're going to sit with them, to be honest.
I won't mention that I can get free tickets for our work as well.
You going down there?
I'll take it if you want.
As I say, you know, realistically, I said before, there's a 2 in 10 chance City are going to lose one of them games, as far as I'm concerned. But you've got to live in hope, haven't you? Do you know what I mean? Obviously, Benta Hayes out, Ballador's out. Who else is that?
Stranger things have happened.
Absolutely.
It's a big ask, but you know, yeah, you never know, do you? So,
I mean, the only difference is obviously, you know, City defence is a lot better than ours, isn't it?
Well, isn't it Villa have taken points this year off Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea and United?
Man City as well, didn't he?
Yeah,
Did they, yeah? So why can't they go and do it?
I'd say the only difference is no, the fact that obviously the results at the bottom end of the table as well, Villa are actually safe, you know, West Ham are safe. It's sort of took the pressure off them a little bit to go and try and get it.
It was a funny old game. Look at the QPR game a couple of years ago, City on the last game of the season.
Ultimately still the result all that mattered, Dan, didn't it?
Yeah, but
plus Liverpool supporter Kevin Nolan and Andy Carroll up front for West Ham on Sunday.
Well, you know, it's writ, isn't it? You know, Joe Cole, a dummy in the middle of the box, out to down, and down crosses through, and that Carroll scores. You know,
Is Joe Cole still playing?
I don't know, can't be for that game. Just a dummy in the box.
Trying to play.
You know, but do you think that's it though? Do you think chances are slim?
I think over the past 2 weeks has been ups and downs, twists and turns. There's another.
I'm still believing.
There's another 3 games, potentially 3 games that something can happen. And
it'd be great going into the ground on Sunday with a little radio and listening to their game and seeing what's going on.
it's just a shame, you know, it wasn't a draw what we needed at that West Ham game. You know, it's
I think
it's easy to lose. It's a huge ask.
Yeah.
we can't do nothing to change it. All we can do is go on Sunday and support Liverpool the way we've done, and whatever it'll be, it'll be.
You know, I think ultimately it's not it's not out the question for City to lose, but realistically, but
So
you
I
don't feel
think-
very positive, do you?
No, but I don't think it's like, I don't think we're suicidal here. I think we'll, no matter what happens, I think we'll go into Sunday and celebrate the season, support the team.
Yeah.
If we go for a big
sitting
win,
here at the beginning of the season saying second in the league, second, no chance. Here we are, second in the league. You know what I mean? Unbelievable.
It's not all doom and gloom as yet. We're going into the final game of the season with the chance of lifting the trophy. It can't be
I
bad.
just said before, if we're 3-0 up at half time and they're still 0-0 down there, and you never know what can happen to you.
No, of course you can't, but it's just, as I say, to have it so close and physically taste it, to actually feel how we all feel now.
It proves how far we've come now, Steve, because 2 years ago someone would have said at the end of the 2013-2014 season, you'd be sat in a room gutted that you potentially might not win the league. You'd have laughed at them.
Oh, 100%.
You've got to be positive of the position we're in, and even if it doesn't happen this year, then we go into the European Cup next year and we go again, as Gerard said.
Well, I mentioned the European Cup, I'll actually just bring it up. Is there anyone who just wants to draw?
Bayern Munich.
I'd like Barca because I missed out when we won there the other year.
Dan?
probably any German club, to be honest.
Yeah.
No, like a trip back to Germany sooner than later. So
Paul?
I rate Berlin, and I love Berlin.
The finals
No,
of
I don't
Berlin.
think
We'll
that.
go there at the end of the year.
Final, yeah.
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 We can sort of that.
Any team that we haven't played 3 or 4 times over the last 4 years. 5 years.
PSV Eindhoven, Atletico Madrid.
Bordeaux,
You're already ruining the European Cup for next year, aren't you? That's how sad we were in 2008 and 9 going, oh, not fucking PSV again. Not Chelsea, oh shit.
Exactly.
And then we've been out of it for 5 years and you're already moaning about who we're going to get it.
No, we're going to win it.
In Berlin.
Yeah,
But we're in pot 3, aren't we? So we're going to get 2 potentially top teams.
I'd actually like Ajax. Just for like the romance of it all, to be honest. Big European thing. We haven't had the backfield for donkeys, have we?
Not since he swatted us.
No, actually, yeah.
Someone mentioned on Facebook before, Bilbao, is it? A 4th in La Liga at the minute.
Boss City.
In September. The first one in September to a week in Spain.
No, I'd say I think that Ajax is my one. I think I'd like them. Right, I don't really know what. Newcastle on Sunday. That's where we're up to now. Right, we're going to win 10-0.
8-0.
Yeah, because I'm not being funny.
That's why we got beat yesterday, because I never liked your thing on Facebook.
You know, I think it's, how can I put it? The season has been remarkable. Rodgers has done a tremendous job. We're going to win just to finish the season on a high. It's one hand. You get again, you're going to be delighted with the season. When you reflect on it to be in this position, and you know, other teams are talking about it again, so we can't be doing many things wrong because we haven't had that for a few years. You know, it's just, is it going to be a question of just get the job done, see what happens on Wednesday? You know, Wednesday's the main one for me. If City drop points on Wednesday, then you can go to Newcastle with full belief. But if City win on Wednesday,
Doesn't matter though, does it, about Wednesday, because they can still slip up on the Sunday when we play Newcastle.
you can't. But what I'm saying is, if you get over the line and you think we only need a point against West Ham, you're going to be less confident than if you get beat tomorrow.
Yeah. All we can do is win.
Yeah. Who's got the straws to clutch?
No, but it's not Paul. You know, you've got to fucking have a little bit of belief. As I said to you, reality is, it feels like it's gone. But if you don't believe, you never know. Chris, you're looking very subdued there, my mate.
It's just one of those things, isn't it?
You know, it's
there's nothing we can do now. All we can do is go on Sunday, support the team like we've been doing all season, celebrate the season.
Yes.
I think arguably Sunday could be one of the best atmospheres we've had in years, because I think, you know, there is no weight on our shoulders.
Yeah.
We can go, we can have a good time, and I think it will be a bit of a party.
Yeah,
it's got to be.
It's a celebration
Winning
time
party.
on Sunday,
It's got to be, hasn't it?
you know, all the people that spent 1,400 quid on the tickets and all that, not going to place out. You know, because you know, you see, it was, you know, all the fucking Newcastle fans selling tickets at daft amounts of money, whatever else. Obviously, people jumped the gun for they didn't want to miss it, but in reality now they're going to be trying to sell them on to get some money back. I mean, it seems some fella put something on the forum the other day. He lost his job or something, and he said he'd sell his Newcastle ticket if someone bought a season ticket for the following year. Anyone see it? No. But as I say, people are willing to pay the money for it. Do you see that?
I've seen various things like that, and it just makes me laugh to you. And one funny thing from last night, Stacey, though you brought me in, did anyone get on the pitch invasion?
Yeah.
I thought it was boss.
I had mixed feelings because after that second goal, when a couple of lads around the pitch, he runs over to us, giving us the V signs and that. I was looking at him thinking, did I sell him that coat or not?
I liked it when the steward just picked it up. The third one, man, the steward just went and just lifted the
third one just ran right to the steward, though he didn't bother doing that.
I just thought that was quite good. And in fairness to Crystal Palace, that's a great atmosphere that they've generated there. I don't think they do get a lot of credit for it, but most of these grounds that you go to now are so drab and boring, and at least they're doing something different, and they really did support for the whole game. It was good.
Right, we are all a bit doom and gloom, so we'll cut the show early tonight. Just a little one, prediction for Sunday, Dan?
2-0, 3-0.
Chris?
West Ham.
Henderson anytime.
Yeah, Sam, we'll go for that.
And 4-0 Liverpool, 1-0 West Ham.
8-0 to make us win the league.
That'll be enough. Need 10.
That's all right.
We'll miss 4-0.
We're going to get beat back.
Paul?
We'll batter them if you could have one team to play at the last game of the season to try and win the league at home. You'd want Newcastle to win it because they're absolutely atrocious, I think, and shitbags. But not only do we need 8-0, 10-0, 12-0, whatever, we need City to drop points.
They get battered to 6-0.
Sam, right, that was Flagpole Corner. I'm Ste Martin. I'd like to thank Dan, Chris, Andy and John for coming on. And don't forget John's offer on Twitter for the t-shirt, £12 at @Fatty. And we will see you for the end of the season review next week. Nice one.
Cheers, Steve.
Cheers,